Hello, welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging. Tonight we're starting up a new game. We're playing some Legend in the Mist. We're doing a session 0. So if you're watching this later and you're expecting to see like play, like fighting and dragons and stuff like that, that's not going to happen tonight. We're just going to make some characters, can do some world building, and kind of get it started. Legend in the Mist is something that a few of us here have been very excited for quite some time. As we're big fans of this new Mist engine. So this is by Son of Oak Game Studio. We played Other Escape on the channel, which uses the same Mist engine, which is really, really fun. And this one is like more of the rustic fantasy is sort of the concept, right? You're all playing like relatively like normal folk. And then over the course of time, adventure in the world kind of fleshes you out in some way. If you're unfamiliar with the system, which I know a couple of you here haven't played yet, it's a very simple system. You don't really have to worry about like stats or anything like that. Instead, your character is comprised of themes and tags. And tags are like these little short phrases and words or a word or two that kind of define narratively what your character is. And whenever you want to make a roll to see if you are successful at doing something, you count up all the tags that make sense. All the good tags give you +1. All the bad tags give you -1. You roll 2d6, and then we figure it out from there. And so that's basically it. We'll dive into like the rules and mechanics in greater depth when we actually start to play. But we're just gonna build characters, put that stuff together, and kind of see a little bit about where our heroes will get started. So obligatory icebreaker question: is this the session 0? So what is your like favorite? Doesn't even have to be favorite. It's just the one that comes to your mind. I don't want to put you on the spot and say favorite and like hold you to it. What's like one of your favorites or preferred or something that you just really like a quasi rustic or like folklore kind of fantasy story? To give you time, I'll share I have two I'll share, and then that gives you time to think, especially Melissa. So one is Willow, which I've mentioned 1,000 times to them in the lead up to this campaign. Willow the movie is I don't know, like it's just hit such a sweet spot for me as a kid growing up, and then watching it later, and Val Kilmer, Mad Mardigan, all that kind of stuff. So I've been mentioning that a bunch. The like Willow coming as like a almost like a not like a like a stage magician, and then sort of trying to become a sorcerer. It's just such a cool arc. And then the other is a book. The Berry Giant by Kazuo Ishiguro. Uh, One of the reasons I really like that book is because the main characters are old people. Like they're two, like it's an elderly couple, and like you're just following this elderly couple that goes on this like quest to this like post-Arthurian, this Arthurian era. So those are two that I really like, and you might see influence on what we do from both of those. So what about you, Kipser? What is a fantasy or folksy fantasy you like?
So specifically talking about sort of the more rustic side of fantasy, I would actually put up the Witch Hat Artillery, which is, I had to look up their name, Kamome Shirahama, who is the mangaka for it. And it's just one of the most beautifully illustrated, cozy, like it has a dark twist to it, but sort of a girl who wants to become a magic user, and an accident happens and she gets taken away to learn magic. And then she learns both sides of it. But it is very cozy.
Awesome. What was it called again?
Witch Hat Artillery. I can send
You
you
should.
the
Drop it in
IMDb
the
if you'd like.
Discord. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah, drop it in the
interesting.
Discord. I would totally look it up. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Long, do you've got something?
Yeah, I'm gonna go that animation side too. Like Japan does a lot of rustic anime or rustic fantasy really well.
Yeah.
It's also so lovely when they do it. And I'll just go with simple movies like Totoro or Howl's Moving Castle. Those are classics.
Oh, yeah.
Studio Ghibli loves that stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, Princess Mononoke is just awesome. As far I mean, like that one, I remember when we played Simbaru, like Princess Mononoke was like a major influence. Like you could see it like referenced here and there, and like how it kind of functions. So yeah, I'm right there with you. Great choices. Awesome. I'm gonna go down to Jeremy. I'm gonna give Melissa more time. Jeremy, what do you got?
So it doesn't stay rustic, but I really like early Wheel of Time when you're in the Two Rivers area. Because I
100%.
love early Matt and Parent. I love later Matt as well. But I really love that early Two Rivers stuff where they're just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. I agree. And like that's like I think that's like a really good example of like the arc that's like the default way of playing, I think, in this Legend of the Mist game is like you start off as like you're just kind of normal people, and then like circumstances of the world essentially like push you to greater destiny is like sort of the phrase they use, and that's exactly what happens. Like obviously that's like a chosen one narrative to a
Yeah.
degree, but like every one of them, all of the people from the two
Mhm.
rivers like, grow into these big, powerful, influential people because of the the circumstances that pop up. Another great choice. Aaron.
Let's see. I've got a couple of movies to think of and a couple of books. First, Darby O'Gill and the Little People, 1959. Old Sean Connery. Leprechauns
Yes.
and Banshees. Good time. And Tom Cruise's 1985 Legend.
Good
We
call.
referenced from last night's
Great
Dragon
choice.
Slayer. But yeah, I mean, same kind of
Yeah.
thing. He starts out that kind of rustic unicorns and stuff. And then Neil Gaiman's Stardust.
Stardust, yeah.
You
Okay.
stole
Yeah.
mine, Aaron. Look at
I'm
you
so
doing
mad right
more
now.
than one, and then you stole
Alright.
mine.
Suck,
Oh, man.
man. I am a
Yeah.
bastard. And it's not fantasy, but I like the rustic aspect and the character arc in Mark Twain's Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn.
Oh, that's cool. I like that. That's a good reference as well. Awesome. Like it's definitely, yeah, it's got that rustic feel, that kind of like, farmsteads and such, right?
Going on a journey and
quaint, yeah.
experiencing things. Yeah.
For sure. Okay, Melissa. That's a downside of waiting till the end is
Oh,
that someone
last,
takes
yeah.
yours. And that's what's
I know.
happened here. So what do you
I was so excited when I was like, "Oh, right, Stardust," because I love that movie. I think the obvious, and this is overlap with other things, but beginning Lord of the Rings, like definitely, like it's obviously a favorite of ours. I did One Ring and all of that good stuff, and I was really excited for Stardust, and I'm not the only one. So there's that. It's fun.
One Ring's a solid choice. Like obviously it's the Shire. Like you're like what's more rustic and naive and innocent than the Shire, and then all hell breaks loose. Yeah.
How about 1990? I think it was 1991. Dragon Slayer, about the apprentice
Dragon Slayer. We
wizard
just
who
watched
has
Dragon Slayer.
to.
Yeah, that was.
mean,
I
you
think
could
that was
go-
the 80s. I think that was the 80s. I think it was
Was it
Peter
the 80s?
McNichol. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We
Yeah.
just watched that like a week ago. So
You can do
that was pretty-
any variant on the young Arthur
1981.
stuff too.
on the
Oh,
on the
wow.
what stuff, Kipster?
Young Arthur stuff, like when Arthur
Mhm.
is in his early phase, be it the ones in Future King or the Disney Arthur Merlin movie,
For sure.
or like all of the, it's always very cozy.
We just watched. It's not necessarily cozy, but it is. Speaking of Arthur, we just watched Excalibur like a couple weeks ago too. I've been
Nice.
slowly introducing Melissa to all these awesome. I love Excalibur. I mean, that is one
Mhm.
That's
what
a
a
great
weird
movie,
movie.
yeah.
I love that movie though. It's so
Oh, yeah.
good. I like the way it looks. Everyone just looks so shiny, so great.
Yeah.
And, like the queen pops up. So
Also,
good.
the X-Men do Excalibur, and it's great
Yeah.
Yes.
because I had to put that in there.
Of course. Nothing more rustic fantasy than
X-Men.
Then the X-Men.
Okay.
Nothing more Kipser than X-Men, though. So really.
Yeah. Da-da-da.
All right.
Well,
so I feel like you could probably do X-Men and Otherscape.
You-
I feel like now that I think about it. I think you
Yeah.
could probably
Yeah.
do it.
Oh, for sure. For sure. You could
Yeah.
easily do
Mhm,
mutants and all that
yeah.
kind of
There you
stuff.
go. There you go. Okay, so let's sort of get going with what we're gonna do. So we've talked a little bit about it in terms of like the setting. So just the basic idea that we're gonna start off with is that you all are normal people. Really, honestly, you're just normal folk. Going about your day. You're in a very remote, far off place. This is pretty standard. And over the course of our game, you're going to discover reasons will force you out from that and force you up into like the greater parts of the world. Your destinies will come to you. You'll grow. You'll improve. You'll get better at the various vocations and studies and practices that you all undertake. So that's all going to happen. We are so sort of vaguely. I've given all the players kind of the general idea of like where we're going to start, which is where think of it like a very remote region. We've got a treacherous mountain range that kind of has all these bad paths. So most people don't want to come to you on the road. Then we also have cold seas. So most people don't really want to come to you on boats either. Like it happens sometimes, but it's very intermittent, and it hasn't really been happening a whole lot recently. So all of you, because of this, have effectively grown up within a region where it's very self-sufficient. And so just think of like a spread of various hamlets and villages and various farmlands and homesteads, fishers and such on the coasts and things. It's not without dangers. You've got an old forest with beings from who knows when. The mountain itself is dangerous. Obviously, the cold seas. We have stories of like fisher folk who can look down into the waters at night and sometimes see things that they shouldn't. So it's not like your life is perfect. And every now and then, you all kind of get raided from various groups along the coast and things. But the good thing is you don't really like serve a lord or a king or a queen. You don't fight in wars and such. You've gotten to live in your lives in relative peace with your only conflicts and troubles being within your region. And so and all of you would basically be able to travel from one side of this region to the other within like a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, from the northernmost part to the southernmost part, easternmost part to the westernmost part. You don't all have to be from the same exact village or hamlet, but you're going to be from the same region at the very least. So that's a sort of it. So again, think about like the Shire. Think about Wheel of Time, the origin of Three Rivers. All of those are really good ideas. In terms of magic, we will have magic, but it's going to start relatively low to mid. Everything's going to be more folksy at the start, and then over time, as we play, it'll go stronger as you start gaining more knowledge about magic and all those wonderful stuff. So that's our general sort of generic uh, setting for now, and we're going to build on that a little bit more. So what we're going to start with, let's settle in on character concepts, and what I mean by that is just like a quick sentence, right? Something that where each of you can lock in. I know you've been throwing around a couple different ideas to each other, but let's like lock in for now a direction for each of you. And what I mean by character concept, don't worry about the mechanics yet of the character sheet. We're not going to get into that just yet. We just want to get like what basically are you? Like how would you quickly summarize your character? So things I'm looking for is like a quick sentence, so like a cook in the best tavern in the region, or a goat herder who knows every mountain trail, or like a what else do I got? Like a midwife who delivers like 100 babies in the in the whole region, or a beekeeper known for the best honey in the stuff like that. Like that kind of quick, simple sentence. I don't need a name or anything like that yet. Just the concept, so that everyone can hear what we lock in with, and then we can start building the world a little bit more. And then we'll cycle back and we'll take that concept and what we created in world building, and then we'll get into the character sheet and actually start building it more directly and intentionally. Okay, so Kipser, you're first in position because I always roll it randomly. That's how I do
no.
layout. And so Kipser, well,
So
this is a conversation, so like it's not like you
Yep.
get firsties. It's a conversation. So like, what are you thinking?
so I'm thinking that Aaron should go first.
Okay.
You're up.
This is
No,
like I cede my
Cheating.
time to the senator from California.
Swapping
That's my
initiative.
MP today. Okay, so the two that I'm kind of juggling between right now is like the only smith in the village, or the obnoxious traveling minstrel postman or postwoman.
Okay, like a village post /
Mhm.
singer.
Yeah,
So
I
one of the-
wasn't able
one
to
of the
quit
things-
my day job.
So like the idea. So one of the other things I told the players is that they literally have to be like yokels in the sense they don't travel anywhere. Like they've never
Yeah.
really been. They've only heard rumors really about the bigger parts of the world. Like, and maybe one or two folks in the village have gone and traveled here or there. So like your minstrel would literally be like
Stuck in the
traveling around
little
the
like
region.
2 villages,
Yeah, the
trying
circuit.
to get them to listen to the music, and they've heard it all before and they're already sick of it like 5 years ago.
Okay, so we've got a
Nice.
smith idea and we've got a minstrel idea.
Yeah,
And so
I'm
we'll
juggling
cycle
between
back.
those.
Yeah, we'll cycle back and we'll see what other people say. Long, what do you got, man?
My couple ideas I had were a candlemaker's apprentice that knew his way around the village, and chicken farmer.
I love chicken
Okay.
farm.
I like
I
Chicken
like it.
Farmer too.
They're both great. Okay, a chicken farmer. It's so good. Okay, candlemakers, vendors, or chicken farmer. Okay, good deal. Melissa, what are we thinking for you?
So I'm thinking I had a few different ideas that I think I'm going to sort of combine together, I think, into a lonely drunken fisherwoman.
Okay. A lonely
Amazing.
drunken fisherwoman.
That is
Sold.
great.
Sold. I like it.
Great.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Hopefully I'll be back here in a sec. So Jeremy, we're gonna hop over to you. What do you got?
As soon as I saw that there were beaverkin, I was like, yeah, I have to play a beaverkin homesteader with a heart of gold and the best crops in town.
Okay, I like it. So Kipser, it doesn't sound like anyone's leaning on Smith. So is that your
Okay.
preference, or is Minstrel your preference?
Yeah. I'll go like the stoic blacksmith who's the only one around and just has to deal with people.
Cool. Like there's going to be like multiple villages. I've only given one a name, as you guys know. Isfig. It's just sort of a name I have. So Isfig is the name of like one of the villages that some of the actual take place in. You are not obligated to be in that village. That is just if you guys want to be that. If that's where you want to be, go for it. You can make your own. There's enough room in the region where if you want to kind of sort of customize your origins a little bit more, that's totally fine. Okay, so we got our Smith. Aaron's back. Aaron, what are you thinking? What's your first choice?
First choice is a foundling raised by a forester with a knack for magic.
Okay.
No one else who's watched me over the last few years, they know that I've never played a magic user. So
I'm shocked, honestly.
It's weird. Long and Melissa both said foundling forester, foundling found by a forester. It's like literally the same ideas.
That's
I think
son of a bitch.
I was almost tempted when I heard you mention that to play a mean old man from the Forrester family. But I'll play Beaver instead.
Okay. So let's go back to Long. Long, you had two ideas. You had the Candlemaker's Apprentice, and you had the Chicken Farmer. Hearing what everybody else is anything lean? Do you lean one way or the other?
So Jeremy said he was like a crop farmer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a farming in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'll go with the runner-ish type with the Candlemaker.
Candlemaker? Okay, cool.
I think Candlemaker's Apprentice is like perfect for like rustic fantasy. Like
totally.
Such a good.
Okay, so we've basically got a smith, like the primary smith in one of the villages in the region. We've got a Candlemaker's Apprentice. We've got a lonely drunken fisherman. We have a foundling raised by a forester, and we've got a beaverkin homesteader. So keep that in mind as we move into the next step. Okay.
If I can interrupt really quick, welcome raiders from Crit Crafters. Thanks for joining us for this
Thank you so much for that raid.
Welcome.
We are making characters. We are doing a little world building with Legendinthemist, brand new game. Very excited. Thank you for the raid. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so Jeremy brought it up already, and so did Aaron to a degree. Let's talk about other ancestries. So, like by default, humans are obviously like the most common. I am game to have like more than humans as like playable common species in your region, but let's not go crazy with it. I don't want to have like 20. So I'm thinking like a total of 3. We have humans and then maybe 2 others. One that's kind of like growing in sort of popularity or growing in number, and one that may be on the decline kind of deal. So I'm gonna throw it to Jeremy first, since you said beaverkin. Do you think like beaverkin are do you think they are a large number, or do you think there's only like a handful of you?
I think they tend to like go with the flow of the river. So I don't think they tend to settle often. He's probably an odd duck to some extent to choose to stay here and farm. So I don't think there's probably like a huge number of them. And usually it's sort of thing like they'll pop up, they'll be there for a while, and then they just kind of go with the flow, so to speak.
So we might even say like there's mountain streams and like that feed into like a river that kind of cuts through, and like maybe like they, sometimes they're in the sort of the northern parts, sometimes they're in the southern parts, and it's just a handful of folks. So it's like almost like a clan of beaverkin, but you rather than travel with them up and down seasonally and such, you sort of just have taken a homestead. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you had mentioned kind of you're going to do the changeling thing, right, Aaron? Like that's your idea. Like
yeah. So I was thinking yeah, like the Fae or the fair folk maybe exist. You know, the courts of the fairies, the winter and summer court. Maybe they're myths for the most part. I mean, very rarely seen, but household hobs are about, and
Mhm.
so spirits and life, and maybe the fair folk.
Are you aware at this moment, like when we start, that you are not human, or do you think this is going to be part of like the early arc of your character of like
This is going to be
discovering
part of
you're
the
not a
early
human?
arc of the character is figuring it out. I think
Okay.
what's going.
So maybe we make like this like Sylvan Vapors, because I have this idea of like the classic dark old forest, better left alone. Don't go too deep into it, and if you do, make your offerings. All that kind of stuff. So maybe like that's where the stories of like the Sylvan folk are, and maybe you come from that. Um, do we want to say that really the only like noticeable people we see is like humans and then a handful of beaverkin, or do we want to say like there's actually a contingent of like some kind of elvish sort of folk or something, strong feelings?
I think it'd be fun to have like just like a little elven village that we trade with sometimes for goods and
I
services.
like it. Okay, so
Mm.
we'll say like maybe there's like in the forest itself there's like a smaller like elvish settlement that will communicate with you all, and then there's like the deeper ancient parts of the forest where like some of the darker fae, and that might be where
Yeah.
like
Yeah, don't go
okay.
there.
Okay. All right. So humans are dominant, small group of beaverkin, and then we have like a small accessible group of like Sylvan elvish folk. Okay, perfect. I like it. Excellent. Which isn't to say there won't be
Nice.
other species and ancestries you guys run into. It's just what we start with. Okay. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to do some sessions. We're going to do some session zero world building. We did this for Time Watch. We're using a module on Foundry called Story Card System, something like that. Story cards. I think there's like a physical thing that you can buy as well if you wanted to just use cards if you're not a Foundry user. But there is a module up in Foundry, and we use it. And this is a kind of like a little mini game thing that we all get to do together to help flesh out this place, so that we can, so you all can kind of take a little ownership of it and kind of figure out, where's your little corner? How do you all connect with each other? How do you connect with the world? That sort of thing. Players, you should be able to see we've got a setting grid that is going to have 12 different things that we're about to fill out. And chat, you're welcome to chime in with some ideas. I'm sure like people will be farming from those. The 4 categories of these 12 things that we're about to fill out are individual. So think of these like NPCs. They don't have to be names. We just want kind of vague concepts. So literally like mayor of the town, or something like, like a mountaineer, like a mountain hermit, like something that kind of concept. So think of it more like conceptual. And so that could be an NPC. Groups are factions, or they could be organized, they could be formal, they could be informal, it's whatever we want. We could say like the Elvish village is a group, right? Or we could
Mm.
say like a town council is a group. We could say like the creepy people, like the creepy old fisher folk who live on the island. Like those are a group of people. So like we can do kind of whatever we want. It's just the idea of coming up with the concept. A place is kind of obvious. It's just like, where is there somewhere in this region that is of interest to you? And a place could be a specific hamlet or a village or a homestead. It could be a specific place. It could be a place within the forest. It could be a place out in the seas, like where like a specific, like you could put like great fishing spot. Like that could be one, right? You could put like a goat path or a switchback up in the mountains. Those are potential places. All of those could potentially work. An event could be anything from that's the 4th category. It could be like a harvest festival. It could be Long's birthday. It could be like the wet season. When the river floods and the beaverkin all have to come hang out at Jeremy's place. Whatever it might be. But we start off right now. We just kind of come up with these concepts. We fill out the grid, and then once the grid's filled out, we're going to roll some dice, and you're all gonna draw connections from your character to some of those things in the grid and to some of each other. So that's where we're at. There are 12 of us. There are 12 items in this grid. We're just going to go around. I'm going to start with Jeremy. Jeremy, you're going to go first.
Okay.
Anything from the grid, it's completely wide open. Anything you want to go with.
Okay. Wow. Well, I will clearly choose a harvest festival. Should be an event.
Okay. I'm going to place that. We don't have to name it yet. We don't got to worry about that kind of stuff yet. All we got to do is mention that it is a harvest festival. Perfect. Okay. So one of our events is taken. Aaron, you are next. What do you think?
A place, an ancient henge on the outskirts of the old forest.
Got it. Okay. Ancient henge on the outskirts of the old forest. I'm going to type these in a second. Melissa.
I'm going to pop over to individual, and I'm going to say that there's the stereotypical crotchety old woman that lives alone, that all of the younger folks think that she's like a witch or something, but the
Besides
grown-ups in the village know better.
I was thinking the same thing.
you.
Wow.
Shade.
Shade. Such shade.
Crotchety hag or crotchety?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Melissa's other character idea.
Her sister. It's her twin sister. I'm gonna put crotchety hag.
It's her twin.
even my other character idea was sort of like the friendly drunken type. But yeah, so that's what I'm going like.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay,
Nice.
so we've got Harvest Festival for event. We've got Ancient Henge by the Old Forest for a place. We've got Crotchety Hag for an individual. Long, the board's still wide open. What do you think, man?
I'll do another individual. Do the classic newsboy at the center of town that yells all the unknowns.
A newsboy? Okay, newsboy.
Town
What's
crier.
the town crier? That's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. I was like, that's not right. Okay, perfect. Kipser, what do you got?
I was thinking group, but I'm going to leave that for the moment. I'm going to do event. I'm going to say there is a snow festival as well, where there's like a snow sculpting competition. So like a sandcastle competition, but we do it with snow in the heart of winter.
Snow sculpting competition.
Nice.
Okay. I like
Snow
it.
festival, yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. I'm going to do one since to make it even. I'll do a group then. I am going to say, what do I want to do? I'm going to say like there's a, I'm going to say there's like a mountain clans folk. Like they live up in the mountains near your place. Like they're not really like the most affable folk, but there's like just a group of people, a group of mountain clans folk. They live up there. They, whatever. We'll flesh it out as we go. Something like that. Okay, Jeremy, back to you.
Okay. I've got an idea for another location.
All right.
I think it would be fun kind of going with like a little bit of the like above and below sort of thing. Like maybe in the river area, there are certain spots where there's like, instead of sea caves, you have certain caves that like go down below the water level a bit. And then these weird caves that go down deep under the earth, and there's just bizarre stuff under there.
I love that. I'm just going to put river caves, something
River
like that.
caves.
Is that good? Or maybe I could do sea caves too. Sorry, you mentioned river, so.
I mean, I picture more river kind of where we're at, but it could be however we want to flavor it, depending upon.
Okay. I put a slash. So watery caves. Done. Okay. Aaron.
How about a fire and brimstone preacher?
Okay. All right. We've got so we got a brimstone preacher. All right. Excellent. All right. So our individuals are all finished. So we've got all three of those. We got our crotchety hag, we got our newsboy town crier, and we've got a fire and brimstone preacher. So our individuals are done. We still got 2 groups to identify, 1 place and 1 event. Melissa, what do you want to take?
I'm thinking of an event that's almost like a triathlon kind of a thing. That, there's like like polar plunge type of time frame, but that kind of athletic competition kind of a thing.
Okay. All right. So we've got, I think I spelled triathlon wrong, but that'll do. So we've got a harvest festival. We got a snow sculpting competition. We have a triathlon. So we've got 2 competitions and a festival. So all of our events are done. So we've got 2 groups, a place, and 1 place left. So Long, what would you like to take?
Let's go with group. We've got mountain people. Let's add in some sea people. So we've got some friendly fishermen or friendly something like that.
Okay. So we got friendly. So basically not Melissa's people.
Yeah.
Because she's
now.
About, right? Okay, friendly fisher folk. Okay. Excellent. I like it. Kipser, which one do you want? Group or place?
I could do both, but I'm going to grab place. I'm going to say there is also in the forest, there's this meadow that everybody knows about that has this really tall, really old tree in it. And there's maybe some sort of rope and little messages tied to the branches. But there's a rumor that on certain nights, and it's unknown which nights it is, if anybody had died in that meadow, their ghosts will reappear. And they can't seem to leave the circle of the meadow. So haunted meadow in the forest.
I'm going to put Ghost Meadow and Old Tree. I want to keep it flexible. I don't want to anchor like there are awesome details, but let's not anchor it too much because then it becomes harder to like tie to. But all that is probably going to end up in it anyway. Great. So like whatever. Okay, I got to do another group.
My group idea was like the postal service is like really like shakes people down. Because everybody else is so friendly. We need some unfriendly ones.
You owe $2 in postage.
Let's see.
Once you join the postal service, you can never leave.
It's like customs. You thought you already paid for postage.
I'm gonna see what have we done for groups so far? We've got mountain clans folk, we got friendly fisher folk. I want to do something like, so a group, it can be informal, it could be formal. I want to do something like more sinister. Sinister. Let's see.
Yeah, they're too friendly so far.
Everything's very friendly. I wanted something a little bit sinister. I'm going to do tying in to the old forest. We'll say the beings in the old forest. I'm just going to put it that way, whatever that means. So go with that. Whether that ends up being part of the Sylvan people or ends up being something more sinister, who knows? But I'm just going to put that for now. Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
So reviewing, we've got for our NPCs, we've got the crotchety hag, we've got the town crier, we've got the fire and brimstone preacher. For group, we have a mountain clans folk, we've got the friendly fisher folk, and we've got the beings in the old forest. For locations, we've got the ancient henge in the forest, we've got some sea river caves, and we've got the ghost meadow with the old tree. And for events, we've got a harvest festival, we've got a snow sculpting competition, and we have a triathlon. Okay. So, important thing to note. Those are not things that your characters are attached to. Those are things that just exist in our setting right now. What we're figuring out this moment, what we're going to do now is we're going to do a couple of rounds of this. We're going to figure out which of these things your character is tied to. So none of those things, you don't own any of those things. Those are just things that exist. And so now we start to figure out what your character has these connections to. Doesn't mean if there's something you really like that you can't eventually get a connection to it. That's just what we do in play. Like you figure out a way to connect to it that way. So the way this is going to work, you all should have the macros in your bars already. You got your draw prompt card macro. You are going to draw a card, and I'm going to do an example here just to show you. So I'm going to pretend I am Jeremy for a second, and what I do is I click my token, and I draw a card. And it's going to say, for instance, it's going to give us a prompt. And this is what Jeremy so if I'm playing Jeremy, I'm going to answer this prompt. It's my responsibility to do it. some of these will actually ask for everyone to contribute a little bit. Some of these might ask for just like one other PC to also contribute. So there's ways that this is going to potentially bring in other people. And the prompt will also identify a couple things either from the grid that we just created or from the various PCs that we have for you to draw connections to. So for example, all of you had the same hazy dream last week about a place. And so I would roll random, I would click that little place button in the chat for players. So I get a random one. And so in this case, I got the sea/river caves. So all of us had the same hazy dream last week about the sea river caves. And there was an NPC there. So I'm going to roll randomly, and it's going to be the crotchety hag. And the crotchety hag was there as well. And so then the prompt for me to answer is, what's the one thing from that dream that you remember? But because this one also has like the everyone tag, all of us would be able to get to contribute to it. Not all of them have the everyone tag, etc. Some of these will have a PC too, and so you'll draw connections with each other, and those will eventually emerge mechanically into relationship tags. We'll talk about those next time. And so those are ways in which your characters will be like not just narratively connected, but also in some ways mechanically connected. But that's what we got. Let's see. We've started with Jeremy. We started with Kipser. Melissa, I'm going to start with you. You go first. Let's get her started.
Drawing a prompt card. Okay, so you and another player who is any other have matching adornment like tattoos or rings. What do you celebrate or commemorate with this shared identity? Interesting.
If you don't want to pick, you can always roll the die again. That's why the other macros are if you want to get somebody random and you don't want to pick somebody and everyone hates you because you didn't pick them.
Jeremy.
Okay.
So I rolled again. So 2 to the left of me is Jeremy. Okay, so we have some type of matching tattoos or rings or something.
I probably don't have a tattoo.
You mean you don't have like a section of your left butt cheek just constantly shaved? And we just see a mother heart tattoo with an arrow through it.
And just mom with the shaved shoulder.
So I was thinking, and I know this sort of goes off of this a little bit, but maybe, so my character is a fisherwoman. So maybe there was some sort of like competition that we won together, like something like biggest catch kind of a something or another, maybe.
Okay.
That like, I feel like we spend a lot of time in like,
so do we have some sort of like,
or whatever,
like a necklace like where it's like a fishing lure sort of thing?
I like it. I was thinking trophy, but I like that even better. So yeah, we have like a little like a charm.
Nice.
That's like a fishing lure.
And it commemorates the two of you winning a fishing competition.
Love it.
This area has so many competitions.
Yeah, because we're bored.
To do.
We live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, you're really bored. Exactly.
We're really bored.
They're very healthy. It's very healthy. All right, fantastic. All right, I think you're set for your first. We're going to do 2 or 3 rounds of this. We'll see. We'll check on time. We might do more if we have a ton of time and we want to keep doing it. We can. We have plenty of time. Aaron, you're up next. If you want to draw one of them cards.
When allegiances aren't clear when it comes to the mountain clansfolk, how did Kipser find out?
Okay. I think you might have the wrong token selected, maybe?
Yeah, you have Kipser selected.
So it'd be one to the left, so it would be Melissa. So one to the left of Aaron.
Okay.
Melissa. Yeah.
I had my token selected, but yeah. Your allegiances aren't clear when it comes to the mountain clansfolk. How did Kipser find out? What don't they know? I think Hipser found out because she heard me arguing with my paw about the Mountains clan folk and how I didn't feel comfortable around them. And what nobody knows is the reason I don't feel comfortable around the mountain clans folk is because I'm drawn to the forest and I just don't feel that comfortable in the mountains, period.
I think that sounds cool. Like there is this idea, something like primeval in some ways, right? Like going back to something a little bit more fundamental in nature. Maybe we haven't really like figured out like a pantheon or gods. Like that's something we'll sort of flesh out too, possibly if necessary. But maybe there's like we already talked about the Fae, so there's Fae. Maybe there's there's mountain Fae. We talked about different courts, and so maybe our courts are more like forest to mountain. I like it. Cool. Excellent. All right, Jeremy, you're up, man.
Okay, let me hop back over to that, and I will click draw prompt card. Okay, I'll click place first. Okay, while at the ghost meadow with the old tree, you and Melissa. Oh, me and Melissa, we're tight.
We spent a lot of time together.
While at the ghost meadow with the creepy old tree, Melissa and I discovered a strange artifact. What's the one thing you two have been able to discern about it? Ooh. Oh, man.
You two and your matching tattoos and your ghost adventures.
I'd like to
So we
think there's like
discovered an
this weird
artifact.
knot in the tree that almost like the equivalent of like a matching 8-ball. You can write a question and put it in, and you'll get a response back, but you have to wait a whole month.
That's awesome. Okay.
Like it's like a weird like lunar cycle thing. You have to wait until the next full moon, and you come back, and there'll be an answer in that knot.
Okay.
Very nice.
That's
Very
really
nice.
cool. And it might be like the ghosts finally like it takes them a whole month to figure out how to answer your question because it's like lunar cycle.
Very cool.
Anything else? Okay, you're all set. Let's see who goes next. Kipser.
Okay, so I will draw a card. Draw a card. When push came to shove at event, PC displayed some. Okay, let's see. Event is Harvest Festival. So at the Harvest Festival, Aaron. Oh, me and Aaron. All right, Melissa and Jeremy. Me and Aaron. Sorry, long. Aaron displayed something you weren't expecting. What was it and how did you react? Well, that's got to be your magic, I imagine. Which is in part interesting because I think heritage-wise, I'm probably from one of the mountain clans, by the way, Aaron, which means I don't make you comfortable and you scare the shit out of me with something that you probably did. What kind of magic do you think your character would mostly cast?
Well, I mean, it's all small stuff, like Jeff was saying, like cantrips. So maybe we were walking through the forest and we were in a thistle. We got caught in a big thistle. And then the thistle just parted and a small path appeared and we walked through it. But you heard me muttering and you saw maybe some shifting lights or shadows around my hand and realized that I had something to do with it.
Okay. I like it.
Okay. Awesome. And there's also I like there's like the animosity there already. Not animosity, that's not right. I like there's like that underlying tension.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Aaron. Long, you're up.
I can play the game.
Aw.
Oh no.
Ooh.
I got you and a PC. Let's find out who that is. Kipser.
Oh.
Teamed up to track down or get info on a individual/group.
You get to pick one. You want
Yeah, you get to
individual
pick
or
either
group?
or.
Individual or group.
Let's do individual. The town crier. What mental or social talents did you each show that impressed the other?
You're getting dirt on the poor
We're
town crier.
getting dirt on the town crier. You know what? He wakes up too early in the morning and it's really obnoxious.
Town crier just a bunch of fake news.
It's a bunch of fake news. We needed dirt on him to get him to be quiet for a little while. Long, what talent do you think do you want, or mental or social talent do you think you'd have?
I'll go with the town crier. The places he spoke of and the people he mentioned, I would know exactly who they were, where they're located. So I have the mental capacity of knowing pretty much everyone in the village.
Okay.
And then,
I would be impressed. And then mental talent, like when you said all of those names, I was easily able to repeat them back to you, instantly memorize. I don't know who they are, but I could remember and repeat the names that you said so that we could both get that information where it needed to go.
Awesome. Okay, let's do a snake draft. So Long, do it again, and then we'll cycle back.
Yes.
Okay.
Since Long's complaining about not being able to play the game.
Okay, I've got after an event, the Harvest Festival, you and a PC or individual. Let's do PC. Jeremy.
Okay.
We're on the run, and you're the reason both of you escaped. How have they repaid you? Do you think that's enough?
Ooh.
Oh my.
That's asking for drama there.
And we escaped because I know these hidden paths and locations that no one else knows.
Okay.
This Harvest Festival is shaping up to be a little different than I was imagining.
All the shit. Well, I guess it's too cold in the snow festival. Running away is really hard.
People might get a little tipsy during the Harvest Festival and get too serious about who wins what.
Right.
Oh, never mind the triathlon. Everybody's like,
I went right to Wicker Man. I was like,
yeah,
Wicker Man.
Yeah.
Escaped.
It's like
in the way
Midsummer or something. Yeah.
Repaid me was with vegetables.
Oh yeah, you eat
and I would say, I have to decide if that's enough or not. I'm a simple boy. Yeah, it is enough. Vegetables are nice.
All right. So, follow-up question: what, like, in all honesty, what do you think you guys were running from at the Harvest Festival?
Like, if it's a Harvest Festival, is there a chance that we accidentally ruined somebody else's thing that they were displaying? Not necessarily by malicious intent, but maybe there's like a biggest pumpkin competition or some other nonsense.
Oh, okay.
And accidentally knocked that shit over, and we're like, oh no, Farmer Jenkins is gonna be pissed. We need to get out.
You accidentally
smacked the Harvest Queen on the backside with your beaver tail.
Just as
yes, accidentally. Jumps. That's right, accidentally.
She turns around, smacks you. Yeah, and then the pumpkin goes tumbling. It was like a Rube Goldberg machine, basically. Yes. Okay. All right. Awesome. I think that is it. Okay, Kipser, you're next.
Okay. Draw. You and PC were chasing after an item when you had a run-in with an individual / group. All right, let's see here. Jeremy, you get into a lot of shenanigans. Let me say. You were like, oh, I'm not gonna be so chatty, and then it's like you're just still shenanigans.
I'm just a good old boy. I'm there to help.
Ooh, what are you feeling? Group or individual? I'm thinking we haven't done a lot of either of them. Beings. Ooh, yeah. Okay, let's see a group. Beings in the old forest. Yeah. That's
my God. Yeah, I spent time in the forest. I went to the
tree. we keep sneaking. Like Aaron and I, for some reason, we went into the forest. And you and I have And we're all going to figure out that ghost meadow shenanigans stuff. All right, beings in the old forest. Yeah, okay. How did
So what
you
item were you chasing?
you were chasing after an item when you had a run in with individuals or groups. My mind instantly goes to cheese wheel, but that does not make sense. I would say it would have to be let's go will-o-wisp. We saw something shiny and sort of like a floating lantern deep in the forest, and we were determined to chase after it. And the beings of the old forest we found chasing after us, chasing after the item, and to help deal with that. Let me see. You and I. So I'm going to be strong, so I probably like just picked you up and threw you over a tree at some point in time, or something like that.
Okay.
And then maybe you helped grab my arm and pull me up as well to get us out of reach.
Yep.
Okay. Do you think you climbed up the ghost tree? Like that's where you hid? Because no one would ever look for you there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like that.
Okay. Hid in the ghost tree. Okay. Cool. Excellent. Let's see. Jeremy, you are up now.
All right, let me get back and click the thing. Draw a card. You needed to confront an individual. I needed to confront that newsboy.
Fake news boy, really.
Fake newsboy. But I needed somebody's help. I needed Melissa's help.
Good
We're
gosh.
tight.
You are so tight.
What did you need from them? And did they help? I'm a big old softy. Like I'm a big strong farm boy, but at the end of the day, I could be a little bit of a pushover. So sometimes having the surly drunken fisherwoman can really help. Because I might confront him on something, but then if he gives any pushback, I'll be like, oh, I didn't mean any harm. I'm so sorry. Whereas you can kind of be like, it could be like that good cop, bad cop dynamic.
I'm trying to think of what the town crier would have done that needed like.
I think he spreads lies.
He needed
at
a
this
talking
point.
to.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's funny to do.
Yeah.
Like there's probably the official town crier thing, and then the whole like he spreads rumors, but people assume it's true because he's also the town crier. So he has a bad habit of like there's his official job as the town crier, but then there's also the on the low, like he's a rumor monger that causes a bunch of trouble.
Yeah.
He's not like the news guy. He's the news commentator guy. So he really just has opinions.
Yeah.
It's like the tabloid. So would you say that like he was spreading something that besmirched you or besmirched someone that you respect or like, and you felt like you needed to like clear the air?
Probably about just about anybody, because I'm a sucker. Like I think he's like, what if he spread a rumor about somebody's wife doing such and such? It's one of the festivals. Like, oh, weren't they dancing a little too close to so and so? You're just
so like defending somebody's honor, basically.
Right.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
And
kind of got fed up. Like, enough of this.
Man, you sure do show up a whole world of problems. But I feel too awkward to confront you, so I brought my drunken fisherwoman friend here.
Who will just punch him in the face, because that's really what
she just deals with all your problems.
It's so funny. Okay, Aaron, you're up.
Came up as Kipser again. I don't know why it's doing.
Just double right click your icon.
Yeah.
It should have the 4 corners.
Let me try it again.
Maybe when you joined Foundry, did you select yourself as avatar? That could be a thing too.
I don't know. But,
it's all right. Like when it comes up, it tells you like the position.
How many positions? Yeah. Okay.
From you, and so we'll just count. We won't go by the name.
So which of those 2 that you pulled do you prefer?
Let's go with you and an individual united against a common foe. A PC. That'll be fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
I
like
want to
that.
see. I want to see what you roll.
Okay.
Me and the preacher.
The preacher.
Ooh.
I think it kind of makes sense
That's
with
unexpected.
some of the thing I was thinking about for the
All
game.
right.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
Okay, you get a choice. Well, actually,
So,
so across
Jeremy
from
or
me,
Long?
would be
Jeremy or
Long
Long are
Jeremy.
across from you.
I think it's gonna have to be. I think it's gonna have to be Jeremy.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So you and the preacher united against me? Oh no. I don't even understand.
So Jeremy
Failed you
failed.
Lines
somehow.
are being drawn.
How did Jeremy fail you, Aaron?
I think Jeremy
Oh,
failed
Jeremy's face.
me during. So sad.
Choose your
So
next
very
words carefully.
sad. Hurts my soul, but he failed me because I was having nightmares about the ancient henge, and I asked him to go with me, and he started to go, but then got concerned and turned and fled and forced me to face it alone. But fortunately, the preacher was there trying to consecrate the old henge anyway, and he helped me deal with the nightmares.
I'm sorry, I just had a weird note from the previous moon cycle, and I can't tell you why, but I just couldn't do it.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay. Jeremy ditched Aaron. This is what I'm writing.
Ditched me.
Left him for dead. Okay. Got it.
And how does
I like
this
it though.
alliance affect?
You and
the
you
tree
and the preacher.
knot basically said, like, beware of strange paths or something, and you just didn't want to. Sorry, Aaron. Go ahead.
No, I think so. When my adopted father, the Forster, goes on long, ranges out far from the village. He sends me to town now. I don't go with him when he goes that far out, and I think I stay with the preacher after he helped me with the nightmares.
Oh, okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay, cool. All right. Excellent. All right, Melissa, I think you are up.
All right. So this is for everyone together. So an incident happened at a place that bonded you all together, and it involved an individual. So the place was the ancient henge Old Forest. And it also involved the Firestone Preacher.
Okay.
So
is this like trying to confront? Yeah, and trying to confront it afterwards.
After he helped me deal with it, he forced all of us together out to the henge to as a group try to consecrate the henge to prove that there's nothing that we fear from it, even though we all know he's full of shit.
And did we think it was successful, or did we think that we might need to keep at it?
I'd like to propose that there was some form of danger there. Like it wasn't just easygoing. Like we probably came out of it okay, but there probably actually was something nasty there.
What if, because we've already
a little
done
redemption
ghosts.
For Jeremy's character. See, I was right. There was something to be concerned about.
I'm totally selfish. That's exactly what I'm doing.
So since we've already done ghosts, what if like the henge was like literally like a slumbering elemental, like some sort of golem that just like woke up because of the consecration or something like that, and like chased you guys off and then went back to sleep or something.
Nice.
Okay. Cool. Okay, so I think everyone's in 2 rounds. Do we want to do one more? I think we're moving fast enough. Do you want to do one more? See if we can get some more connections.
Sure. This is fun.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's do one more.
Maybe Long can play again.
He was like focused for like 20 minutes. We don't get to roll for him very often, though. He hasn't come up randomly much. There's a lot of other randoms.
It's Foundry that doesn't like long right
It's
now.
bound to happen.
It's not us.
It is. All right, let's see if this is finally Long's time to shine. Melissa, we're gonna do snake draft, so go ahead and you do it again.
So I get embroiled in or caused a diplomatic or political incident at a place, and I got another PC involved. So there's a diplomatic or political incident at the Ghost Meadow.
Okay.
You guys got caught there.
Who's the PC?
I mean, we get like weird knowledge.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, of course.
Oh no.
He is nothing but trouble.
You too.
Constantly causing trouble.
I'm trying to help.
Okay, so
God.
I'm going to say I caused a diplomatic incident because that just sounds like a thing that a drunken person
we're getting
would
weird
probably
knowledge
do.
that we shouldn't necessarily have, or potentially that can easily cause a problem. Maybe.
I mean, maybe because this is the forest and we haven't really used a bunch of groups. Maybe the group, maybe we had mentioned there being like an elvish sylvan community that you guys connect with. Maybe that's the diplomatic strife with, like, you did something to offend them because of the tree or something like that.
So I got Jeremy involved to get me out of the mess that I got myself in. How, Jeremy, did you get me out of that situation? Or how did you get yourself out of the situation? And did you get me out as well? So I got you involved. You got yourself out. Did that extend to me?
Okay, so at some point, maybe you went there to do the whole, ask a question, get an answer from the tree. The weird Sylvan group finds out about it. They don't like it. I somehow got looped in because I came to check on you. How did I get myself out?
Maybe because you're a farmer, so maybe you grow something that's very unique and like really cool that like you're like the only one that grows it, and so maybe you like made a trade with them somehow.
Maybe I'm willing to grow something for them specifically. That for
Very
whatever,
cool,
like
very
maybe
cool.
there's even some weird thing, like they've told me I'm not allowed to give this to anybody else. It can only be grown for them because for some reason they can't grow it where they're from. I don't know why. I haven't asked questions. And so long as I
Something
keep
special
that,
about your specific homestead, you just happen to get it on some kind of special land, and like that's the only place it'll grow.
for whatever reason, I can grow some weird thing that they want. And I'm not allowed to trade it with anybody. I'm not supposed to talk to anybody about it. And so long as I keep it on the down low, we're okay.
So that's definitely the fallout that is dealt with today. Is it's an ongoing debt to them for sure. So the question
They
is,
show up every so often. Yeah.
Did you get me out of this, or did you get yourself out of this and I had to find my own way out?
I think I worked to get you out. I think I also I offered to sell them, I basically deliver them the deliveries of whatever their weird produce is that they want. And then I also I brew my own hooch and I deliver my own hooch to them as well. Like, here's your weird, creepy Sylvan plant that I don't know what it is. And I don't know why you need me to make it. And also here's a pumpkin liqueur that for some reason you just fucking love. I don't know why you like it so much, but they love it. So here you go.
I would like to think that anytime that we're out eating or getting drinks or something, and I try to give you attitude about whether I have to pay again, and I feel like maybe you're like, I don't know, are you growing that stuff for them or is that me? Oh, right, that's me. And so I'm kind of always needing to cover in other areas because say that again.
He's not that sassy.
No, I don't picture this beaverkin being very sassy. In fact, I've looked at a couple of weakness tags. No.
Okay.
I have a couple of tags that would indicate very strongly the opposite of that.
Nice.
There's one that's you're easy to take advantage of, easily exploited. There's a
so it's just Melissa's drunken drunken fisherwoman perceiving sassiness, but everybody around her knows that you're being really sweet, but she's just like choosing to take it as sass, maybe. She's constantly interpreting it as sass because she drinks too much.
Well, it's interesting if you're kind of easy to take advantage of, that maybe
I get into a bunch of trouble because everybody asks for a favor and I really
maybe
don't
my
want to do
character
it.
takes advantage
But
of
I'll
that.
always offer to help, and then I always end up in trouble, and then it's just
Okay.
I like that.
All
I
right.
like that.
Okay, Aaron, you're next.
All right. Let's try this again. Worked this time. After Founder kicked me back out, came back in.
There we go.
You.
I
You
made
are you.
some time ago, you and Kipser
Okay.
did a secret job or task for the friendly fisher folk.
Secret job.
What
or
did
task?
Kipser do?
The friendly fisher folk, maybe they needed you and I both, like, I can do metalworking, and maybe you know where there's a mining location to get some specific metals. And they wanted that for their hooks and lures or something like that, that they did not want anybody else knowing, because we're a competitive village and they needed the edge without it getting discovered. For the
So we
fishing
would-
competition that we don't participate
There's an
in.
angler competition.
Yeah.
There's 100%
There's an angler.
angler
There's
competition.
dangler.
that they
competition.
lost.
Because
They won't
we've got the
lose now
charm to
that
prove
they've
it.
got the
They don't want to
lure.
lose again.
Now that they've got the new lure and hooks, they promise they're going to win. Sorry, Aaron. I just kind of like rolled over.
Sounds to me
No,
like some
that's
folks
okay.
are sore losers.
So yeah, so
Our
we
village is going to win.
I led you out through the forest to the base of the mountain in a particular area,
Mhm,
and you were able to mine the ore while I watched
mhm.
out for anything else that might be happening.
Makes sense.
And what did you do then to earn my trust? I think you kept our secret. You did not tell
Mhm.
either the preacher or my paw that we did this side job for the fisher folk.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't probably talk about your magic either from earlier.
She keeps a secret.
I like it.
Yeah.
Keep
Yep.
secret.
Cool.
Keeps a secret.
Awesome. Okay. Jeremy, you're up, sir.
Now let's get in
If
there.
Jeremy wants to play with Long.
I do want to play
I don't know.
desperately. You and PC. I'm going to click PC. If it
You just
doesn't
pick
roll
long
long,
if you
can
want.
I
It's
just
gonna
say
be
it's
I'm
long.
long?
fine with you saying.
I'm
Just
just
pick
going to
long.
say it's
Yeah.
long. Okay.
Let's do
You and
You gotta
Long
roll to see who it
met
picks as
during
well, though.
an event. We met at the snow scoping
Oh.
competition.
Hmm.
While you were each on the trail of an item, how did they impress you? What caused you to join forces in search? Well, you were in search on the trail of item.
Oh, you must have been trying to go for first prize or something.
Just a concept. It's like whatever it is.
Okay.
Like it's just a MacGuffin that kind of
Okay.
groups the concept together.
So again, like we probably like a lot of the competitions maybe have like some amount of like small groups competing against others. Well, you were competing. Like maybe there's some sort of like ice sculpture sort of thing. And like I can gnaw stuff down. I've got that crazy beaver bite going on, but like I don't really have a good idea for like how to mold it. But you're a candle maker, like, right? You've got the idea for how to like get the ebb and flow going.
Exactly. We combined our forces. You're the best carver, and I'm best the person that pitched the idea.
You
so we just
got the
combined our
ideas,
heads
and I'll
together.
follow your gumption.
So I have this picture in my mind of like the like bracelets that have like all of the charms, and it's like what all of the villages are. It's like every little competition has like a different charm that you have like on like a necklace or like a bracelet or something, and
Yes.
you're just like every time you win something, you like collect another one.
Okay. I'm just gonna. It wasn't part of that card. I want to
We're
say
so
Long and I also
competitive.
have a matching little necklace thing. Long, what would you think?
What is this one of?
Long, what would be the little necklace thing that we have for the ice sculpting?
This one has little ice cubes carved into it.
Nice.
Okay.
And so because we teamed up for that, we teamed up for the Harvest Festival again later, and then that's when we got in trouble.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on that one? No, I think that's it.
Nice.
All right. Long, you're up.
Okay. There's a recurring nightmare. Oh, we spoke about this one earlier. An event or place. Let's do place.
Man, that
So a nightmare
dang
at
old
that
tree.
ghost meadow. It involves a PC in it.
Man, me and
The
that
nightmare is
tree.
Jeremy the Beaver.
That tree won't let me be.
So in it, do I save them or do they save you? And do they know about your dreams? So this recurring nightmare has Jeremy the Beaver at the ghost meadow, and I have to end up bailing him out of it every time. This keeps happening over and over. It's very similar to the Harvest Festival event that we had to run from. Keep bailing out of runnings.
I don't want to keep asking questions from people and keep asking for help, and I don't want to go back no more, but I have to because I can't leave them hanging.
And they do know about it, so I've told them about it. I keep telling Jeremy not to go back. It's a bad place.
I know. I mean, that's a real smart thing you're saying there, but sometimes things come up, and I'll be a very poor friend indeed to leave somebody in need. But you're a good friend for telling me to be cautious, and so you're a good friend, but I need to be a good friend too, and I don't know what to do.
Okay. All right. All set. Last one. Kipser.
Okay.
All right, Kipster, you got to get something with that triathlon. I think that's like the only thing on the.
Okay, I have during event PC to your left. Okay, let's find out the event. Let's see if it's the triathlon. Harvest Festival.
Oh.
I mean,
we can say the
potentially just-
triathlon. Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna.
okay. I mean, like, I think the triathlon doesn't matter as much as like making PC connections. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
During the
Especially.
Harvest Festival, PC to Aaron, of course, showed a side of themselves that you didn't expect. What was that, and how did it move or impact you? Aaron's gone again. I'm gonna say for if it's Aaron, maybe because we were a bit leery of each other because we're both of natures that don't go well together, but he still gave me a hand when he didn't need to with something that clearly was making him uncomfortable, and that his willingness to go to deal with his own uncomfortableness to do something regardless made an impact on me.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
So,
making
like,
him a good
basically
person
go
whether
outside
he
his
wants to
comfort
or
zone.
not. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. I think we'll go ahead and call it there in terms of this world building stuff.
I love it.
I think we have
Really
tons
enjoy it
of
so much.
connections. Triathlon is the only thing I think everything else has been called up at some point. I love how the
so.
Newsboy Town Crier is becoming like a little mini villain.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. That's a lot of fun. Okay.
And we
there
added
are-
more events. We added the Angler Festival.
Yeah, we have an angler competition now.
Instead,
Yeah,
too.
so many competitions.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So we've got our elements down. We've got our connections, all that set. So let's cycle back now that you guys have fleshed your characters out a bit during the conversations and such. And now that we've started to see like the shape of like this region, let's go ahead and let's start talking mechanically about your character. We're gonna start it tonight. Obviously, we're not going to play for a little bit, so we're gonna start up our first session in 2 weeks. So you got 2 weeks to kind of fine tune stuff, but we're gonna start it tonight, and then you always have time between now and our first session to make some changes. So I mentioned at the start that your character is made up basically of themes and tags. Themes, if you look at your character sheets on Foundry, it's that big card, okay? And there's 4 of those big cards. And themes have a bunch of different tags on them. So these are words or phrases that effectively tell you a little bit about who your character is. Themes come from all different kinds. There's different categories. There's personality themes that kind of, you could be gruff, you could be curious. There could be item themes, there could be character trait themes, all sorts of things. Now, we have a couple different ways that we can make this. You can answer questions and customize and make your own themes, which means you would literally answer questions, and those answers would turn into your tags. Or you can pull from the pre-existing tags, or excuse me, pre-existing themes that exist in the rulebook, and that also exist in Foundry. There are 3 different tiers of themes, sort of indicating like growth and strength and stuff. It's called Might. There's Origins, there's Adventure, and then there's Greatness. You guys are going to focus on Origin. That's where we're starting. You're rustic townsfolk, so you're only picking themes that are green, basically. And then over the course of the campaign, you're going to be doing various things that's going to allow you to improve and replace and get new things associated with them. Now, with each theme, you will have 3 power tags. Those are good things. Those are the things that if you activate them, basically, or you tap into them for a roll, would give you a +1 on the roll or power to use. And then each of them will also give you 1 weakness tag, which will give you -1 power for that roll. But weakness tags are also things that you kind of want to tap into from time to time, because that's how you improve, by actually using your weakness. Tapping into it allows you to, like, you make these little check marks and things, and you can potentially get some improvements that way as well. So every single one of your tags will have 3 power, which is good, and 1 weakness, which is bad. If you're using the pre-made stuff, you're going to see that there's a bunch of choices to list from. You don't get all of those. You still only get 3. Now, the uppermost tag is the major aspect. So if you, for example, if we go into like the items directory, I'm just going to open up circumstance. Let's say Tavern Brawler. One of you decides that you want to take the Tavern Brawler theme. Tavern Brawler is like the bigger phrase. You can see the font's a little bit bigger. That's called the major aspect. That is a tag. So, and then you would pick 2 more from the list of Brimming Tankard, Drinking Buddies, Get Them to Talk, Shirk Responsibility, The Tavern Is My Home, Often Underestimated, Drunken Master Brawling, Sober Up, or just Another. And those are other tags. And so you would basically get 2 of those along with Tavern Brawler, and that would make up your theme. And then you would name a weakness at the bottom, and then you would also get a quest. And so a quest is like it's another way of you improving. So it gives you kind of either like something you want to seek out, or some sort of like worldview that you want to maintain, something you want to protect. It's usually like a little phrase. And so in this case, for Tavern Brawler, for example, the default one is, I wish something would make me forget my pain for good. So the idea is, if you're moving towards your quest, you're like making these little tick marks and you're potentially improving. If you're rejecting your quest, you're moving in the opposite direction, which was also going to change you. Transformation, more than like getting stronger, it's more about transforming, you're changing in some way. Now you get 4 themes, and each of those are comprised with the same thing. And what I would say is, what your character concepts are going to be. Kind of a little bit more about this little area. A little bit about each other. And so you can start populating them. Is anyone, like, you guys are welcome to do it manually if you want, or you can do the pre-mades. That's totally fine as well. Does anyone have like a preference for doing the super customized one where you're going to do the questionnaires? Anyone looking to do that? And you can even just do that for 1 of your themes or 2 of your themes, and then pick pre-mades for others. Like, you can mix and match. I'm fine with that too. So is anyone doing the questions?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I'm just pulling.
Okay.
Yeah, I like kind of pulling from what's there.
Yeah, fair enough. So on your character sheets, just make sure that you remove the blank theme books first. So like, you just right click on it and click remove, and then that'll open up space for you to drag the theme kits that you want from the items directory in Foundry onto your actual sheet. There are many options listed for weaknesses, but you can only ever have in total 2 weaknesses per tag or per theme, I think, and you only start with 1. So you can kind of pull those from the book if you want. You can also just like make one up instead if it sounds like something's a little, if you can sort of retweak it, reflavor it a little bit if you want to do that as well. And I would also think of like your origins as like, this is where your character is, and then also think about like maybe where your character is going to some degree. Like, what have you been doing? So like, Jeremy, you're a homesteader, so like you said it yourself, you're a farmer. You're probably going to take at least one theme that's going to be revolving around what you've been doing all this time, which is like homesteading in some way, right? So just pick things that you think reinforce. So while you guys are looking, I'm just going to read a few to the audience as you guys sift through. So origin themes, there are a couple different categories where they can come from: circumstance, companion, devotion, magic. Even there are some magic ones. Magic ones go from even an origin level. You can still do various magic ones. Your past, so there could be like you went on a mystic pilgrimage, you're cursed or something like that. People has things like beaverkin, so Jeremy's going to have to take beaverkin because he is a beaverkin. Highlander, sylvan elf, witch blood. There's also personality origins like curious, gruff, heart of gold, jovial disposition, practice liar, rumor monger, and then each of those has like a bunch of different tags that you can basically pick from. Okay. Possessions are other ones as well, where it's the idea of like different, like it's themed around the idea of what possessions that you're carrying. It's not so much equipment, but it's the idea of like what possessions are important to you in some way. Then there's skill or trade. So for instance, like Kipser, one of those is blacksmith. So I'm assuming you're probably taking blacksmith. Perfect. Melissa, I don't remember if there is a fisher folk one anywhere.
So there's underwater deftness, which is probably the one that I was going to pick to be able to have like a fishing spear and some of those pieces.
Cool. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. And then long for like, there's not a candle maker, but there is artisan, which is sort of like an all-purpose thing. So you could always do artisan if you wanted, or you can kind of make, like, we can also like make one up if you want with one of the customization options.
Yeah, I was looking at the exact one, and there's a bunch of listed under it. There's a max that you can pick for powers, right?
Yeah. So at the start, you're going to, the artisan will count as a tag, so that's one, and then you'll pick 2 more. So you'll have a total of 3 power tags, like the positive tags from so artisan and then 2 others. So like you mentioned being an apprentice, for instance, like you could pick young apprentice as one of them. And then you would pick one other from that list. So well-equipped workshop, nobles and merchants, mechanical mechanism, plenty of time to work, inspect quality. Don't think like the idea is you're not going to get all of these over the course of the game. That's not how that works. Like so don't think of it like by the end of our campaign, you're going to have every single tag under artisan. That's not how it really works. So you really only ever have to worry about picking the ones that make the most sense to your character, because over time you might switch artisan out and take something else. You might decide that you want to do something different with your life, and you give up your life of candle making and you switch out artisan for a different theme. Or you might get so good at candle making that you're no longer a young apprentice. And so you get rid of the young apprentice tag and you end up replacing it with a completely different tag. And so maybe, or even you improve artisan to like the adventure level, like you go up one tier, one might, and like you become an even better artisan at some point. So that's kind of how this works. This is all just a starting point. Always just remember this, like it's always a starting point.
All right. Yeah.
So a couple other things as you guys are making your choices, I'll throw out there. So in this game, one of the things they call out in the rules are indirect tags. So an indirect tag is one that's a little broader and a little bit more general. And so the example in the book is resourceful. So you might get a tag that's resourceful. Now, tags like that, tags that are indirect or tags that are very general, normally what they often require like a setup action in many cases to be useful. So like say you're like in a fight with somebody and like you guys get into a tavern brawl, right? And you're going to try to attack some drunkard who's been attacking your friends. You probably wouldn't be able to use your resourceful tag to punch a guy, right? But you could do a setup action to use your resourcefulness to find an item in the room, like in the area, that you can then use as a weapon or something like that, right? So the suggestion in the book is like making sure that you have a good blend. It's not just all like general tags. It's you have a mix and match of these types of things. And one of the things I'll do is like between now and when we play, I'll look over your sheet and I'll kind of give you what I'm thinking when I look at your tags and how I would probably interpret it. So if you want to make any changes based upon that, like we can go from there.
Okay.
All right.
Sweet.
Has anyone made some choices so far?
Yes.
Yes.
All the choices.
All right, Jeremy, we'll start with you. What do you got?
All right. So to start with, I will definitely have the Beaverkin choice. And then to tie in with that, I will also take the aforementioned resourceful. Old Snaggletooth just has a knack for looking at what's around him, making the best of it. Snaggletooth, he's a resourceful little beaverkin. He's got a fearsome bite. He can chaw through a lot of stuff with his. He's named Snaggletooth for a reason.
Awesome.
He is a
and that fearsome
homesteader.
bite would be something you could use in that brawl. By the way, you would be able to use the fearsome bite. Yeah.
But unfortunately to taper that off, I took from my disadvantage. I didn't want to go like I saw like hatred for werefoxes, but I didn't want to tie it down to werefoxes too much. I took the gentle to a fault problem for Beaverkin. He's just the most helpful guy, and he does have a fearsome bite, but he really doesn't want to hurt people. So yeah, gentle to a fault.
Love it.
He's also a homesteader. And he doesn't just have like his farmland. He has a story tag of vegetable gardens. He has like the best farmlands in the area. It's amazing. And he also knows a lot of old traditional remedies, like weird old folksy nonsense of like drink garlic and horseradish mixed with hooch. And this will help you cure this or that. I don't know why. It just does.
It's very useful because
Put
like
a stone in your
like
boot.
I mean, you're probably not like a priestly cleric healer. Sorry, I think Jeremy's lagging a little bit, right? It's Jeremy or is it me? Okay.
I think it's Jeremy.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Like traditional remedy, what I
went
was
weird
saying is
for me
like
for a
traditional
second,
remedy,
too.
there's ways like you could heal. Yeah. I think you're lagging a little bit, Jeremy.
He, like-
Jeremy. So traditional remedy could be used
can.
effectively as a heal.
Yeah. He's a very helpful dude. He just wants to help people. And that goes right into the next thing. Old Snaggletooth, he's got a heart of gold. And he's got a drive to help those in need and to defend the weak. But unfortunately, he has a weakness of being easily exploited. Oh, and for his
Okay.
weakness for Homesteader, he's got a limited worldview. That's just a nice way of saying he's stupid.
he's a country yokel. That's what he is.
He's clever in some ways, but also just very close-minded in others. And then last but not least, granted, he is just, like Beaverkin, not quite as tall as human. He's all of like 4'5", but he is a stout 4'5" because he's strong as an ox for a Beaverkin. And he can block a blow. Like he can throw down a little bit if he needs to. And he's pretty good at holds and grapples because honestly, if he does get into a fight, he's going to try and protect himself or protect somebody else who's in a tussle. And he's going to do his best to grab somebody, pin him down, and just try to avoid fighting at all. So he also specializes in holds and grapples because he's gentle to a fault and really just doesn't want anybody to hurt anybody. But unfortunately, he's ridiculed as a big dumb brute because he's the idiot yokel.
Perfect. Yeah, for sure. Okay, that sounds awesome. I think that all looks good. We'll talk about quests probably next time.
Yeah.
But all this looks good for sure. I like it. Okay. Aaron, do you have yours all set?
Yeah.
Give
So
us
my
a
first
rundown.
theme book. Yeah. So first theme book is Cursed. At least he thinks he's cursed. And the tags I took were Discern, Sorcery, and Enduring Willpower. And the weakness is being near iron. And his quest is I must learn why I am this way.
I like it.
Second is Untrained Potential with Spur of the Moment Spell and Magnetic Personality. I think that kind of fits in with the Fey feel, that there's something innate within him that's starting to shine out. And his weakness is he lacks training in magic. He's got no idea what he's doing. And the quest is I haven't found the right master yet. Third theme book is Hinterland Tracker with Speculate What Happened Here and Keen Senses. His weakness is tracking supernatural beings because he just hasn't encountered that many yet that he's aware of, so it's harder to track them. And with the quest being, if you wish something found in the wild, I'm your best chance. And then last but not least, a companion, an irksome pixie who teaches me little cantrips and is tiny and elusive. The weakness, of course, is that she annoys and distracts me. And the quest is she thinks this is going to be the biggest prank yet by keeping me from figuring out what I really am.
Oh, okay. I like it. It reminds me of when we played Holler. Remember when Tracy came on with the little pixie that can't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. Okay.
I figure
Awesome.
she's like the size of half a thumb. She just zips around and looks almost like a flying bug or something.
Okay, that's
She's a
probably what
bitch.
people mistake her for, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
She's okay. It's like Nightmare. It's like Nightmare. What the heck was Peter Pan's? What are we thinking about?
Tinkerbell?
It's like Nightmare Tinkerbell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Who else has made some choices? Who else is good? Kipser, you ready?
Yeah, sure. So I have blacksmith, obviously, and I did my own forge and repair metalwork. My weakness is sort of weapons and specialized weapons kind of thing, crafting those. I also chose strong as an ox, just like Jeremy. So I also lift heavy loads. However, I smash it loudly, and I am I break things. But I'm good at repairing them. I can repair it mostly. And then
clean up after yourself.
I clean up after myself.
Yeah.
Highlander is my idea, which is partly why Aaron is like uncomfortable around me. So I mountaineer and I'm hardy. However, I changed the weakness from the ones they recommend because of what we did with the world building. So I said I get lost in the forest. So if I don't have a guide, I cannot find my way in forest. Mountains, fine. Yeah, mountaineering, up and down, know a rock from a rock, easy peasy. What is this wood thing? Don't like it. I am gruff. I've got an intimidating scowl, but so my kindness is unexpected, and my weakness is sentimentality.
Oh, I like
Wonderful.
it.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's a good change. Get lost in forest. That's a really smart change. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
It made sense for the world building and why I would need Aaron.
For sure. Okay. Melissa, Long, either of you ready?
I have 3 out of 4.
Okay.
Yeah, go
Melissa,
ahead, Long.
Okay. Long's got all. Okay, Long, give us your 3. It's okay if you can't figure out the 4th yet.
Okay, so far I chose artisan as the obvious young apprentice, well-equipped workshop. Second one was curious. I didn't choose 2 on that theme yet.
Okay.
Looking at it, probably like learning environments.
Okay.
And point out peculiarities.
Nice.
That's smart. You're You're the high perception check person. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then the third one I had was our village.
Okay.
Like this is home, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
And
While he's thinking, I'll read the others so that people can hear him. Protect our so our village is like the major aspect of this theme. And then the other options he's deciding between: protect our home, this is home, a typical local garment, so you can essentially choose or define what that garment would be. Gather at the square, many helping hands, we share one fate, friendly and kind, strength and unity, or throw a celebration.
go with gather at the square.
All right, awesome. Okay, and we'll take your time with your fourth. There's no rush, and you can always make some changes between now and then. We're just kind of laying the foundation now, and there's always time to make some changes. And you're never married to this. Even if you start, you're not married to this. There are this game expects you to make changes, to improve, to reject certain things. That's part of the game. Okay, Melissa, where are you at? How you doing?
I am in process. So the first one, kind of given being a fisherwoman, is underwater deafness. So within underwater deafness, I picked expert diver, fishing spear, fish out treasures, and then weakness of dive too deep.
I'm sorry to do this to you, but you are picking one too many power tags. The upper level one.
Oh, that's right.
Underwater deafness is a tag, so you'd only get 2 of the smaller fonts.
Okay, then I'll probably do expert diver and fishing spear.
Okay. Doesn't mean you don't fish out treasure. It just means maybe you're not as good at it as you were hoping.
Okay, and then I also have tavern brawler. And so for this one, I picked Drunken Master Brawling.
Okay.
And
nice.
Drinking Buddies. So drinking buddies to me kind of means I've got people that I can call on because I've got drinking buddies. And then the weakness reeks of ale.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's
so good.
Town guards just pull over your cart when you're going back to the dock. There's just checkpoints. With the messenger's guilds has drunken checkpoints between the village and the docks. Okay.
Yeah. And so then the third one I went with jovial disposition.
Okay.
Okay. So I've got laugh at despair.
A happy drink. Yeah.
So I chose laugh at despair and cheer them on.
Oh, I like it.
Cheer them on feels like we have so many competitions all the time, so that felt like it fit.
Yeah.
And then laugh at despair, I think, just fits sort of what goes with the tavern brawler, forget pain for good kind of a thing. Weakness on that one, I'm thinking inappropriately chirpy is the weakness there.
I love it.
And then the fourth tag, I need to noodle on that a little bit, because kind of what you're saying about something that you're also kind of building into. So this is definitely kind of where I've been, kind of what I do kind of stuff. So I'm thinking through what I want the fourth theme book to be.
Okay. Yeah. There's no reason you have to make a decision just yet. Okay. So we got one more thing for your character sheets to look at, and then we're going to do a quick couple of questions for your fellowship. So the last thing that you have on your sheet, there's a little, if you notice on Foundry, there's the backpack, right? These are your item tags. At the start of the game, you get one. And you don't have to necessarily know it right now. It's totally fine. But just think about this for a bit. There is a general store section in the book, page 130. You can start scrolling through those, and you can see some of the examples of the types of things that you might be able to grab. Obviously, pick something that makes sense to your character, pick something that makes sense to the world, etc. And it's not something that is necessarily permanent. It's something that you could lose. It's something you could trade. It's something you could sell, and it's also possible that you could get more stuff along the way. And so frequently, you're going to be having tags. Everything in this game is basically tags or statuses. So tags are things that have some permanence to them. Status are things that kind of ebb and flow a little bit more. And so those are usually things. It could be like things you getting hurt, like you're bleeding or whatever. But it also can sometimes be like like a buff spell or something like that, right? Or like an alchemical potion that you drink, and that gives you a status for a little while. So some things come and go, and so the backpack is one of those places. And so this is an extra tag, and all tags effectively work the same way. So whether you're pulling it from one of your themes, or whether you're pulling it from your backpack, or whether you're going to pull it from your fellowship theme here in a minute, like they all basically work the same, and that they provide power if it's a power tag, which is a bonus, or they provide a weakness, meaning they take power away. And so they function the same way. They just come, so it doesn't matter where they come from. And even in this game, there's going to be other things like tags and statuses that some of the adversaries or the NPCs that you interact with, they're going to have tags that are potentially going to, in some cases, work against you, some cases work in favor of you. And same thing with even environments and places and adversaries that you have to fight. All those things are going to come into play. Tags everywhere. And the same thing with statuses. But again, we'll get into like the meat of like tags and statuses and the actual rolling mechanisms when we sit down to really play. So let's not overcomplicate it. So between now and the next time, pick something for your backpack. Pick an item that you would carry, and the general store has a bunch of ideas, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to pick from that. So if there's something you really like that you really think about with your terms of your character, like a few of you made little lore necklaces and stuff. If you want to make that your item, make it your item. Throw it in there. It's fine, and it can come into play however you want it to come into play. So give that some thought. All right. The last thing that we've got to do is we're going to do your fellowship theme. So much like your characters, you as a group have one theme that you get to play with, and you're going to pull tags from that. And both of them are going to be positives, and so power, and one of them is going to be weakness, and you're also going to have like a collective quest. And these are things that you can tap into as well whenever you make chests and whenever you do sorts of things. So I figure what we're going to do is let's answer some questions. So we're going to do this when we're going to customize this by answering some of the custom questions, and that'll kind of piece this together. To give you an idea, though, of what like fellowship themes look like, I'll give you a couple examples. So, tavern buddies, for instance, is like the major aspect potentially of a fellowship. And then you would be able to choose from things like town commons, recreational games. Sounds way too much like you guys. The innkeeper likes us, back alley, shirk responsibility, the rumor mill. It's built the exact same way. Like the big tag at the top, the major aspect, kind of describes what's the general connectivity of your group. And so you're all tavern buddies, for instance. And then you would pick two more tags. Another example is Fellowship of the Amulet. Definitely not the ring. Definitely the amulet. Okay. So you are all, that's what that groups your characters together. And then you would get some tags from that as well. Right. And then your fellowship will also have a quest. I think we'll hold off on the quest because I might just like kind of give you one at the start as a way of like getting us off the schneid. But for example, the Fellowship of the Amulet quest is we must carry the amulet into the Sea of Endings and destroy it once and for all.
Sure.
Where did they come up with that? You know, that's
Definitely not a
great
ring,
idea.
not a ring at all.
Someone should write a book about that, and then make movies about it, and then unnecessarily have Amazon make it again. Okay, so we're gonna do the custom way, right? So we're gonna do some questions. So if you've got your PDF up, you can follow along. Otherwise, I'm just gonna ask. It's on page 136 if you want to take a look at it. So we are the level of our tag, just like everything else, is origin. So it's still going to be like we're a band of commoners. Okay, so keep that in mind. The first question, the answer to this question will be the major aspect of the tag, major aspect of the theme. It's like the big letters. So who are you as a group? How do we want to define what you all are?
Real quick, how old do we all think we are? Because that might help us
Good question.
understand an identity for the group a little better.
Good
Like,
question.
Are we just like all over the place, or
I
probably
assumed
like
we were varying.
varying. Like I picture Snaggletooth being older for a beaverkin. But maybe compared to humans, I don't know. But yeah, a range. And Long is like a candlesmith apprentice, so I assume he's pretty young.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm pretty young, so I'm like late teens.
I was
Okay.
thinking like
Yeah.
mid to late 30s for my character.
okay? Yeah,
Okay.
my
But
character,
I
I was
mean, I
thinking
would.
late teens too, so like 17,
Yeah.
18. He's young.
So Aaron and Long are pretty young. Kipser is in her 30s. Melissa, are you old? I know we joked, but are you? Okay.
No. I mean, I would say 30s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll put Snaggletooth at 30s as well, but 30s for a beaverkin is getting up there.
I feel based off of our village, we are definitely some sort of competition group that we formed based on the need to like beat
Perfect.
the snow festival sculpting like we came together because we have a certain set of skills.
Right? We're the whippersnappers.
Well,
Okay.
like the triathlon. I mean, like if there's like a water event,
yeah.
we've got Melissa's
There you go.
character. If
Yeah.
there's like a run through the forest, I can find the right track.
And we want to
if
win.
it's all about like
this is
survival,
important
like
to us.
if it's a survival
Mhm.
competition, then yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to put for now, like we could flavor this a little bit further for now. I'm just going to put teammates. I'm going to put that for now.
Yeah.
Like you guys are teammates. Okay. So that's the major aspect. So that's the top level of your fellowship theme.
Go team
so that you're all on the
venture.
same team. Wolverines. And then the Russians dive in, and those are going to be the main adversary. They're going
Right.
Communists are going to get you. Okay. All right. So then there are a bunch of different choices here. We need to answer two of these, not all of them, just two. And the answers will result in the next two tags, the next two power tags. So I'm going to throw them out there. I'm just going to read them. If anything like stands out to you, call it out, and we'll go through it. So one of them is, where do you meet, work, rest, or prepare for action? So the answer to that would be a location. And so that location would be a tag. What do you do well together? So that could be like some sort of action or behavior or competition. Who mentors you, aids you, or is sympathetic to your goals? So you could identify an NPC, and that could be a tag. And so that ends up being your tag. What helps you travel from one place to the next? So like one of you, so we could say you guys have a cart or something like that, or etc. In the environments or in what environments or situations are you most comfortable? What special sources of information do you have? What sort of reputation or name have you made for yourselves? How do you help, assist, or support one another? Or what kind of special gear, resource, or power is at your disposal? We're only answering two of those. And so those will give us the other tags. And did anything just like light bulb go on for anybody on any of those?
Like,
Yeah, for H, the reputation we've made for ourselves,
Okay.
I was thinking kind of troublemakers in a sense, where things we are doing aren't really traditional.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Scoundrels,
You guys have
scallywags.
there was definitely a lot of that going on in the creation where you guys kept getting into trouble. So
yeah.
okay.
And I think my response to number two, I'm trying to remember. I think we maybe be an improvisational group.
So what do you do well together? Improvise.
What do you do well together? Improv.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
None of us are necessarily like experts, but we might be good at bouncing off each other and just saying, "Screw it, let's do this."
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I know this is more than the questions, but what helps us travel from one place to the next? I was thinking if I have a mobile forge, maybe we use that as the cart and, gets us from one place to the next quickly when needed. Because we're running away
that's
because we
another
get in
option.
trouble. Yeah.
Mobile forge. Okay. So these are all options. You're gonna have to narrow this down. So you're gonna have to like choose.
Yeah.
So mobile forge. The one thing though is like this would be any in the group could use it. So if it's like your specific forge, that might be something better for one of your personal tags since it's yours.
Yeah.
which we could totally make one up and add it to blacksmith, by the way. So like, there's no reason we can't just like
already have that as my tag. Yes.
Oh, so if you already have it as a tag, then you're
okay,
good.
Yeah.
You
No, I was just
it.
thinking as transportation as well. That's all.
Yeah. Like, I mean, we could do it flavor wise, but
I like improvise as a tag because we're thinking about the general tag to be able to do like a setup action. Like I think improvise is a nice thing to have access to. And I also think troublemakers is interesting. Although I'm kind of thinking through it as a like, is that a weakness that we are known as troublemakers, or is that a positive that we're known as troublemakers?
Okay,
like,
so let's put a pin in that, because then we do actually have to answer one of the weakness tag questions. So we have to pick one of these. And so here's the 4. What is flawed or lacking in the way you work together? How do you get into trouble? Who or what threatens your fellowship or shared goals? What places or situations do you find tough to handle? So one of those 4 the answer will be your weakness tag. So we could somehow, and so you could like describe exactly what it is about you, like your rules breakers or something like that. That could be a weakness tag. Like so
I like troublemakers as a weakness.
Okay.
It's
like,
almost just
rules breakers. I think that's a good way.
Improvising and troublemaker as the dual opposites are just wonderful.
Yeah. It also feels like a trouble finds us kind of a scenario of like.
I mean, we do keep poking the ghost.
Like
tree.
we push the limits. Maybe we push the limits. Like that's kind of like how
push the limits. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Push
the limits. Okay, so we push the limits. Okay, so we'll say that's the weakness tag. Okay. All right. Your line crossers or something like that. All right, so then cycling back up to the power tags. Teammates is the top. We can improvisers we're keeping that. Do you want to keep like scoundrels for the second one, or did you want to do something else for that?
I like the idea of pulling in a mentor, like just getting another NPC.
Because the priest came up a couple times.
Yeah, the brimstone
definitely
guy
not the town crier.
Not the town crier. No, definitely not.
And there was that one. Event where all of you were pulled to the henge with him, so you did have that share.
I like the idea of having the old the
preacher
Solomon Kane guy.
Yeah. Puritanical.
Okay.
Doesn't mean he has to be perfect, but he is somebody who can be a focal point.
Okay.
It's almost interesting in sort of the like this started out as a like, let's send the troubled teens to the preacher to try to like help get them on the straight and narrow. And he never really got us on the straight and narrow, but still like
still
stuck with us.
Maybe I should.
The new teenagers are coming in, and you still got these 3 30-year-olds he just can't straighten out.
I keep trying to help, but there just keeps being new troubles. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay. So then teammates, improvisers, and the brimstone preacher as your mentor are your power tags, and then the troublemaker / push to the limit is your weakness tag. All right, that's your fellowship. Again, the questing, we'll cycle back to this after the first session, because I feel like maybe the first session is going to crystallize that a little bit, and it'll give you something a little bit more like something to focus on. And so we'll kind of play it that way. Everyone cool with that? Any questions with that? Okay.
Like it.
Okay. Well, I think we have reached the end then. We've got our characters. I know a few of you want to finish your themes, and the rest of you are more than welcome to make any sort of changes you want to make between now and then. When you're done, just let me know, and I'll take a look and sort of I'll look over some of those, and the ones that I would think are probably indirect, I'll probably give you a heads up so that we're on the same page about how that would probably be interpreted moving forward. But that's it. That's Legend in the Mist for us, right? Okay.
So looking forward to this. This is you got
me
a
too.
great.
I love it. I love this stuff.
Great group of folks.
I am looking forward to I've been looking forward to this game for forever. I'm looking forward to it even more now. We'll be back in 2 weeks. We're going to take 1 week off because we just finished up our big Swords of the Serpentine campaign. I want a little bit of a break, get some prep done now that I know who I'm dealing with, and we can go ahead and do a little prep and kind of go from there. Let's do a couple closing plugs. and then we're going to get out and out of here. Aaron, I'm going to toss it to you. What you got going on over on Garblag Games?
We did session 0 earlier today for the Daggerheart campaign set in Pete's own world of the World Mountain down in the Mechanolith, the steampunk wall that separates Hell from World Mountain. So join us next week on Garblag Games YouTube channel at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as we are traveling up to a stalactite bastion that has gone silent, and we're investigating.
That sounds awesome. Awesome. Okay, then for us here, I want to first talk about old Huckleberry. Our dear friend Steven has been making a Weird West horror cinematic action game called Huckleberry. You can find out more information on Huckleberry RPG or huckleberryrpg.com, or you can go on Drive-Thru RPG, get the Quick Draw Edition, and you can test it out. And in a couple months, it's going to be up on BackerKit. You can back it and get your own shiny, awesome copy. In terms of streaming, next up is tomorrow night. We're going to be playing through some Magnus Archives. And Saturday, we've got Call of Cthulhu. Monday, we have Time Watch. And then Tuesday, what are we starting? Kipser.
We are starting Hardwired Island, where we are playing a retro future alternate reality version of 2020, where we're still millennials.
Okay. Fantastic. And then
Gen
that'll be that.
Millennial.
Melissa and I are like right on the cusp between the two. Like we could literally go either way according to records.
Depending on the definition.
I was within 2 years of being a boomer. That's how sad it is. But I'm full Gen X.
Okay, boomer. We can okay boomer Aaron. You just said we could do it.
Oh no.
I heard it.
All right, before we go, also want to say thank you to Kirk Crafters for the raid. Really do appreciate it. Check out their channel as well. I am going to carry that raid forward. We're going to raid somebody else, but I'm going to put us on the end screen first. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye.
See ya.